Hey, welcome to my spiritual journal with me, with your soul sister, Iona. Welcome to day 43 of the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast. So I'm going to be sharing with you what is in my spiritual journal. It's called the Soul Legacy Journal, 365 days of your spiritual awakening story. And I call it a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. So as the host of the Soul Legacy TV, I talk about spiritual business success without doing busy work, without being broke, and without experiencing burnout. So I want to share with you my spiritual journal, my spiritual rituals and routines that support me in my spiritual business and being a spiritual biz YouTuber. If you are interested in growing your spiritual business, starting a YouTube channel, then I will share with you as we go along, and links in the description to actually my 5-day spiritual YouTubers from Scratch challenge. I also have my book, a free chapter of my book. It's called Spiritual YouTubers, a soul guided influencers compass to leveraging your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. And the links are in the description below. I actually have a free chapter VIP day as well, and I have a masterclass and a community and all that great stuff. So I'll talk about that towards the end if I remember. So if you love what I'm doing, sharing my spiritual journal, then subscribe to the Soul Legacy TV. If you haven't already, click the notification button as I go live. I do the spiritual journal with me, daily vlogs on different areas of your life. So today is about contribution freedom, how you want to contribute in the world and in your light work and your lifestyle. You'll get notified on YouTube. If you're watching and listening to this somewhere else, if you're in the Soul Legacy Academy, my online teaching portal, then welcome. I have a 2-hour monthly call to support you through this journaling process. So let's dive into my spiritual journal. Do you have a spiritual journal? Have you journaled with me before? Have you seen the playlist? I have the playlist and reminders I schedule out my lives every single day. They are kind of at random times. It's quite late for me right now in the UK, but I contribute into the world all over the world. So we're all good. I've had a long day, but a very productive day from my contribution in my light work and lifestyle. So if you are new to me, I will share what this daily vlog is about, the structure of it, and how you can use a journal, either the Soul Legacy journal on Amazon, or there's a bigger spiral bound notebook which I use, which is going to be on Lulu. So I did actually tear a page out of it today because I was on a challenge myself and I was doing some teaching, which I'll talk about in a second. It was a 5-day money blocks clearing challenge by my lead soul guided instructor, Robin Nutt. So shout out to you, Robin. Thank you so much. She's doing a challenge live this week, but you can get it on self-study and replay. All right, so spiritual journaling, spiritual routines. People say, thinking about some spiritual journaling prompts, thinking about updating your spiritual journal, what you write in your spiritual journal, like just recording that journey. Hey, love, I've just mentioned you, Robin. So Robin Nutt of the Energy Healing TV and podcast is with us live on the Soul Legacy TV. So welcome. So the reason why I do the daily vlogs and I don't just record them and update them, like upload them onto the YouTube channel, is because you can come live and watch with me, which is really, really nice. And it actually makes the day. So Robin says, oh my God, how funny. Made it right on time again. I just heard my name. Did you? I said, shout out to Robin now. So I will be pulling, oh gosh, where is it? Oh, I haven't actually looked at where it goes, but I will be pulling a card. I pulled a card and I will be sharing the card that I've just pulled. And I will be sharing, I don't know if I've been sharing about my gratitude, but I did that today because I hadn't done all of my journaling, writing down in my journal, but I live my journal every single day as part of my spiritual journal. And so, like, if you think, oh, I don't have time to journal every single day, or like, oh gosh, you're beating yourself up, don't worry about it. Just verbalize it, do it, even if you don't have a chance to write it down. So I didn't actually have my stone with me, but I did my gratitude when I was in the bathroom, right? So like I just sat there and I was like, I'm so grateful for. And I mentioned all of the areas that I talk about on the Soul Legacy TV that give us light work and lifestyle balance. So today's Contribution Freedom Monday. I talk about health freedom on a Tuesday, emotional freedom on a Wednesday, environmental freedom on Thursday, relationship freedom on a Friday, spiritual freedom on a Saturday, and financial freedom on a Sunday. So every single day, why you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel is because I talk about a different topic, and we reflect the next week, we look back on the week, we set up the next week. So it really does support you in planning your spiritual business, planning your life, and getting that light work and lifestyle balance and raising your vibrational frequency, because that's what we're all about. All right, so thank you, Robin. You're amazing. I was talking about your 5-day challenge, which was absolutely epic, because I journaled in my notebook for your challenge. So Contribution Freedom Monday, what it looks and feels like for me is my spiritual journal, and my spiritual business success, and really having that light work and lifestyle balance. Because if we don't have that light work and lifestyle balance, we tend to, and let me know if this is you, if you feel like you're missing out on other areas or dropping the ball on other areas of your life. Especially for me, when I went through my spiritual journal, my spiritual awakening, life didn't look and feel, many spiritual awakenings through many different areas of my life, mostly through losses. But I had to rebuild my life and make each area make sense to me, because a lot of things no longer made sense, including being in the childcare field, which I studied to degree level. Like doing that job didn't resonate with me anymore. However, I still had the mission and the vision and the movement inside of me to improve the health and well-being of our nation and our future generation, but just not in the same way. And so, like, I wanted to do my spiritual business, but I didn't know all of the things, and people were saying, go out there and build a list, and I was like, oh, I don't want to, it feels horrible. Go out there and be really super salesy. I'm like, oh. So it took a really long time, over a decade, to figure out how to build a legacy, how to launch, lead, and leave my soul legacy, and do it with ease, grace, and flow, I say. And so on the Soul Legacy TV, I talk about showing up, speaking out, and serving deep. And when we're doing that and we're thinking, well, I have to be this certain way in business, but then like the family goes to the wayside, or our health goes to the wayside, or do you know what I mean? I wanted everything in between. And so, and don't get me wrong, I don't always have that like balance in the sense of like the weighing scales. It's all balanced and everything's, you know, it might be tipping up here, but it's all in harmony. So I might focus on my health more, or I might focus on the business more, or I might focus on the finances more. Or, you know, sometimes I'll set the intention and I'll say, I want to enroll hard. I did that last year. I was like, I want to enroll hard. So I was focusing on the finances more, not as in focus on give me the money, focusing on let me contribute and let me enroll my students into the Soul Legacy Academy. Robin says, yay, thank you. I'm getting the emails ready to send out now. Awesome. Perfect. So we'll talk about your challenge in a second when I do the no, actually we'll talk about it now. So my vision, so I took, for me, contributing into the world, so it's Contribution Freedom Monday on the Soul Legacy TV, right? I talk about vision, values, and vibration. So the reason why I talk about vision is because I had a big vision and mission, right? To improve the health and well-being of our nation and our future generation, which is like pretty vague and pretty big. However, I figured out like, what can I do to do that? Like, what can I do for myself? Because the change starts with us. And what else? How can I contribute? I wanted to contribute in alignment with my values, like I said, legacy building. And then I wanted to raise my vibration. So Robin is talking about on the Energy Healing TV and podcast, clearing your energy, clearing the blocks, and really doing the inner work, but also doing the outer work at the same time. And we have this joint vision of serving in a way that is a similar way, but a different way. So when I have focused on my vision to make a difference in the world, the thing that got me through when I was going through the dark night of the soul and really hard times was the vision of the level of contribution. And I have a spiritual vision board challenge. It's a 7-day challenge talking about these areas and getting real clarity on how you want to contribute if you're not sure. It was because I was clear that on my vision, which helped me through hard times. And it helped me through times when I felt stuck. I felt energy blocks. I felt blocks about money. I felt all of the things. And Robin's talking about clearing that energy. And the 5-day money blocks clearing challenge that Robin's doing is a self-love journey to financial freedom along my journey to contributing, to being here, to hosting the Soul Legacy TV. I've been bankrupt, I've been homeless, I've been through a messy divorce, I've been through losses. I lost my son, my dad, so many things, right, that happened to me, and those experiences could block my energy from me moving forward. So Robin talks about the experiences and the trauma and the triggers and the memories that just get stuck in your energy field. And sometimes they keep you blocked. And sometimes when you get that help and support and you do that work, you can, not sometimes, you can release them, even if it takes a while. So if you want to contribute in the world and you feel stuck, or you don't feel clear, or you feel like this invisible barrier, I think that the money blocks come like an invisible barrier. And you're telling yourself old money stories, which Robin shares with you. If you're telling these old money stories, then a 5-day challenge will help you to come out and tell a different story. And I was telling myself a different story. And one of the reasons I was able to do that is because I moved and was aware that I had a poverty consciousness. And part of my movement is to move into and transition into a prosperity consciousness. And so unless you do that, understand what's blocking you in your subconscious and become aware, then you won't be able to contribute as much. And so my vision helped me. And so my vision was to make a difference one person at a time. And I'm smiling because the way that I serve has supported Robin, not of the Energy Healing TV and podcast, and to support her doing her YouTube channel. And had I not have had my vision, and had I not have dragged my ass so far, then we wouldn't have met and we wouldn't have merged. There's lots of people that I've met and worked with along the way, but we've merged in a way. And being on your 5-day challenge, Robin, today, and seeing the other guys that were on there as well, going through this process and this 5 days together, it felt like such a safe and sacred space. And I'm like, wow. One of the things that I knew with my vision, if you have a vision for your spiritual business, no, it's not just about you. You know, when we roadblock ourselves and we don't want to do the inner work, or we get so stuck on doing the inner work that we don't want to do the outer work, the actual business and the marketing, right? We have resistance around it. We don't get to make our difference fully. When we were in that space on this 5-day money blocks clearing challenge, and recognizing that actually it's okay to talk about the money as spiritual business owners. Yeah, we want to contribute, we want to give, we want to. On a Sunday, which was yesterday, and obviously next Sunday, I'll talk about receiving. So it's giving and receiving, and it's just it's a beautiful process to witness, and to witness your own students, your own soul clients, your own soul family having their breakthroughs. Literally, I've watched you, Robin. Oh, Robin says 555. Yeah, there's that now first. 555. Yeah, witnessing your journey and being part of it, because I get involved with my students. You know what I mean? I always get involved with my students. I love witnessing breakthroughs, and I know that I need what they have to offer also, in some level or form. I've done a lot of work. Do you know what I mean? I'm not like at the lower level of where I was, but we always are evolving. We can take a teaching, the teaching will be here, and we can evolve and then go back at that point and still evolve, and go back at that point and still evolve. We'll always be working. And every time you up level with the money, every time you want to contribute more, then you're going to up level with the amount of money that you receive. So it's just beautiful. Know that contributing in the world is feeling, I talked about this yesterday, about feeling valuable enough to receive and feeling worthy. And that's why it's that self-love. It's just absolutely priceless. When I was doing my, when I was doing my summit, my Dive Social Summit, and I will be doing the annual Spiritual Awakening Summit, October through to April. When I was doing that, and I interviewed close to 100 people in about 7 months, I paused my event when my son passed. Then I had to redo some interviews. So I released one. I didn't release one summit, and then I released the other. And so I got to work with a lot of people, and I just said, if I can support them in getting their gifts out there, if I can support them in reaching their audience, not a list build, it was a legacy build. If I can support them in their own movement and have that ripple effect that I just wouldn't even know. So the point being, when you have a vision to contribute, know that you don't even know where your gifts are going to go. So when we were on Robin's challenge today, we had guys on there, it's their families. And that's what I visualized, my students reaching their students. And I said, I used to have the vision of, if I can help you, each of my students, if I can help you reach 5 people, which obviously the vision is more, but 5 people, I could visualize that. If I can help you reach 5 people and their families, their partner, their children, that's that ancestral, we've changed the lineage, the karma, the dharma, whatever, of somebody's bloodline. Do you know what I mean? Like, how humbling and amazing is that? Like, it's not about you. And I say that to my students all the time. I know it's not about me. I love what I do. I love witnessing the breakthroughs, but really get clear on the vision that you want to have for your light work, for your spiritual business, as a light worker, as an author, speaker, as a spiritual entrepreneur, as a healer, whatever you call yourself. And if you find value, definitely subscribe to the Soul Legacy TV, because I want to support you in not hiding behind closed doors. I went for a walk today, and I do something called soul speaking into existence. So I was on a rant. I was speaking to you, so I've spoken out there, and I was like, it's time to get out of your own ways. Don't make excuses like, I can't do this, I don't have time, don't have the money, don't have the energy. The way that I show up and I contribute, I will gift a VIP day for challenge students, for my 5-day challenge, for those who are upgrading and you go through the challenge. I'm like, dude, let's get on a VIP day, to the point where I was known, like, Iona's got a VIP day. Somebody said, you're known for your VIP days. I'm like, really? Now I have a group VIP day every 50 days, but that's part of me contributing. For my masterclass, that's live once a month. I made a vow to never let anybody be outpriced and my services, so that nobody could say, oh, I don't have the money, because I didn't have the money when I needed the help the most. So that was a call on my soul that I kept my commitment for, but I didn't want to burn myself out, right? And so I wanted to serve everyone who's ready. I don't just serve anyone and drag everybody kicking and screaming. That's not the idea. But I wanted to serve those, whether you can afford it or not. And then as I was walking, I was like, then the next excuse is, I don't have time. Well, you do have time, because if you don't have time and you believe that you manifest and you co-create your own life, it means that you need it even more. Do you get what I mean? It means that you're living your life in a way that is out of balance. And when and it's like, well, I've got commitments. Yeah, but you committed to those commitments. So it's either do your spiritual business and make it a success, even if you feel scared, have that fear, or not, and then let yourself off the hook and do something else. Do you know what I mean? And for me, it's going to get a soul-sucking day job, and that, like, they're not soul-sucking really, but they feel it. They feel quite draining sometimes. If you have to go and get one, go and get one. I cleaned homes when I came offline after my son passed. I did my summit and I did my program for like a year, and I came offline and I was contributing in other people's homes. I cleaned homes, and people you've studied to degree level, you could do childcare. I used to run places. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I just want to be able to contribute to my household, pay my bills for myself and my daughter. I'm good to go. I don't need to think about anything. So if you need to do that, that's absolutely fine. Be prepared, but be prepared to receive the money for your light work in the world. And Robin, like you say, you know, tangent for me, it just comes through as it just needs to be said. It's just, you know, every single live, every time I go live on a Monday, it's not the same because I'm not the same. I've grown, I've contributed, I've set my vision, and things happen throughout the week. So how's your week been? When you look back on your week, how have you contributed? Have you contributed in your lifestyle, to your household? How have you contributed in your light work? What have you accomplished in the last week? And I don't mean grandiose goals. I mean, are you working towards your vision? Are you clear on your vision? Right? What are you going to do in the next week, in the next 7 days between now and next Monday? How are you going to contribute? For me, I'm going to do 7 lives, right? On the Soul Legacy TV. I'm going to show up, speak out, and serve deep every single day. This is me contributing. My spiritual journal and my spiritual rituals and routines, I do that for me, and then I share it with you. That's just, I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's a beautiful process. I've been really diving deep and learning on YouTube ads, which is totally hurting my head. However, it's needed. It's needed to, I teach to automate, align, your movement, your message, and your money, and then automate it as you build your author and your authority platform, which leads me to part of my spiritual rituals and routines is to read or listen to an audible book every single day that supports me in the area of my life that I'm focusing on that day. So today I've got my red t-shirt on. In Robin's world, it's root chakra. Root chakra Monday. Excuse me. So every single day I focus on raising my vibration. And part of the vibrational frequency is that love and empowerment and knowledge and joy and freedom. And so that's where I'm reaching for every single day. Do I hit it every single day? No. But for the most part, I'm good. I'm vibing. And I rate myself every single day of how connected I feel and how high vibe I feel, how guided by source I feel, how I'm allowing my vision to fill in with taking the soul path of least resistance and surrendering sometimes. And today for me, my rating is an 11. Robin, I'd love to know. I don't even know if we've been doing the ratings, have we? Mine's an 11 today. So for Contribution Freedom Monday, it's C, Contribution Freedom FM. It's quite late for me. So Robin says, Master Support, thank you for leading the way. As Robin, as you say, thank you for going first. Like, you're welcome. You're welcome. Beautiful. Robin says, I'm at an 11. Bring it. I'm bringing it. You are bringing it for your level of contribution. And do you know what? When you bring that level of contribution in that giving, it's having that receiving energy as well, because it doesn't have to be in monetary value. So for Robin, you're doing your 5-day money blocks clearing challenge. I can't remember the exact title, but it's basically a journey, a self-love journey to financial freedom for light workers and empaths and healers, and you know, right? Soul-based business owners. That level of contribution right there doesn't just come back in the form of money. When you think, oh, I don't really want to receive the money, by experience, by you doing your light work in the world, people say, I'm not sure what my purpose is. Your purpose comes from serving and being in the trenches is what I say. It comes from having conversations. It comes from showing up, speaking out, and serving deep. I can't give someone that, although people go, Iona, you're giving me clarity. I can only go so far. You have to do that work. You have to get out of your own way sometimes, right? And release that resistance and then serve. And the very thing that you fear, I had fear of failure, fear of success, and fear of selling. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Wherever you are, but you have to figure out a way to get through that, move through it, move under it, move over it, move around it, whatever. because when you do, it's blissful, it's amazing, it just really is. You will be nervous doing certain things, live streaming, doing YouTube. I teach doing YouTube challenges versus Facebook challenges, building your author and your authority platform, building a YouTube podcast, going out and getting featured, writing articles, all the things that I wanted to do, launching your spiritual business with a book, all the things. And there's so many moving parts and there's such a lot to do that it's like, oh, it's overwhelming, or it's scary, or but a lot of people say it's not about the money. However, they're dealing with money blocks, so it is about the money, because money's not the driver, but it's about allowing that money and receiving that money, because we're spending all of our time doing all of this busy work. There's a lot of people say, I don't have time. But you're doing busy work, like half the stuff that you're doing shouldn't even be doing now anyway. There's a certain way. Wallace talks about doing things in a certain way. There's a certain way to do things, a certain order to do things. And I'm not perfect at it, but when I do it, it's like, no, do this. And I'm figuring a lot out as I'm teaching, as I pivoted in the pandemic. But there's a lot of things that people are doing. It's like, honestly, like, no, stop. A lot of things like ads, Facebook ads, like you don't even have the back end of your spiritual business right. There's a lot of people that I know that featured or written a book and published a book online, and it's like, you don't have the substance in the book, not the content of the book. The books are amazing that I've seen, people that have been around me. That's not a criticism of the actual content of the book. The substance, meaning the strategy behind why you would want to write a book for your spiritual business. Not talking about a novel or anything like that. I'm talking about launching your spiritual business. There's intention, there's strategy, there's so many things that you can do with the reader. So that brings me into the book that I read, which I was about to talk about. Robin says, I'm seeing that we place more heavy energy on money collectively when we try to push it away, don't we? Don't we? And then when we receive it, right, we're like, yay! But a minute ago, we were like, oh, I can't have that money. I can't receive that money. It's too much. Or, oh, I can't possibly charge for. And the way that I teach you to show up, speak out, and serve deep, which Robin knows, is give 10 times the value that you ever ask somebody to pay you, ever. So then I say this, and it sounds a little bit weird. Tony Robbins and Jim Rohn said about giving 10 times the value, right? And if you're doing like a launch or a beta experience, just charge 10% of what it is that you'd want to charge. Then it's just like, it's easy. There's no resistance. But giving 10 times the value, you're like, oh, really? And it's not in stuff, it's in experience. And it honestly, like when you see people get results, and it's just absolutely amazing. The money is there because that's a fair energy exchange, and that person wants to pay you the money because it's a fair. If we're not going to pay you, they would pay somebody else. And if you devalue what you do to the point of, oh, well, everything is for free. And don't get me wrong, I give, a lot for free. However, because I made a vow to do that, because that was my commitment. That's the way that I feel good. I like tithing. I tithe 10%. I tithe 10% of my time and my energy. But I do it in a leveraged way. I don't do it in a way that like drains me. I don't do it in the way that, that feels really good to me, because there are people who are not in the position yet to financially invest. And I feel really good about that. That's why I have a $55 5-day challenge, right? That's the way that I wanted to contribute. Don't have $55. You can go say to somebody, hey, will you lend me $50 because I really need to be doing this. I really need to get clarity around my spiritual business. I really need to know who it is that I'm serving. You'll get so much value from that challenge 10 times. I had students say, you should actually charge 10 times the value for that. And I go, yeah, that was the point. And that was me making my point, but somebody else had said that to me. And a few people had said it to me, and I'm like, thank you. I really do appreciate that. But yeah, we put a lot of heavy energy on it, and I'm not sure why. But it took me a long time. I literally, moving from that poverty consciousness to a prosperity consciousness. And if you're in the Soul Legacy Academy, for the Seven Freedoms frequency monthly calls, there's a bonus training that will be the Prosperity Thinkers series. It was a 7-day journey, and then my full program that I had years ago, 12 modules of moving from a poverty consciousness to a prosperity consciousness. I was going to call it the Prosperity Code, never wrote the book about it, but it's huge. I figured it out. So the book that I read today was Chandler Bolt. So every day I say I read a book. Robin says old money story. That's why. Oh, well. Yeah. All the stories of, I don't have time for that because I've got a vision board, and I know the spiritual energy of money, and I know that it's just moving, it's experience, to have experiences. And I know that I've got a vision board with experiences that cost money. I'm good, like, bring it. So the book that I read today was I listened to it actually, was on my walk. So I'm a very big believer in getting out in nature as part of my spiritual routine daily. However, when it's cold, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'll find something else to do. I'll get in the bath or something like that. I have downloads in nature, and I have downloads in water, although I can't swim. But so today I was listening to my Audible book. I was soul speaking to it into existence. And the book for Monday right now is called Published. The Proven Paths from Blank Page to Published Author by a guy called Chandler Bolt. If you haven't read the book, it's a really good book. It helped me with my vision of, I want to write a book. Haven't finished writing my book. He talks about mind mapping. I love mind mapping. I've mind mapped for like over a decade. He talks about the writing process, and he has like a 30-day writing process and breaking down your chapters and all of the rest of it. And I love listening to books, and I love learning. A lot of the times I will listen to something and I'll say, yeah, that will work for me. And in other times I'm like, I don't want to write a book in 90 days and I don't want to write a book in 30 days. For me, because I have early and dyslexia, it puts me under pressure that I don't need to put myself under, right? And so Robin says, yes, bring it. Thanks, Robin. So it puts me under pressure. So this week has been a launch of a co-author book series, a third co-author book that I've been part of. I have my own co-author book series called the Soul Legacy Journal, Spiritual Awakening Stories of 365. And so I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a rush to do that. It was due to be launched. And I was like, I can't launch it like that. Like, there's a purpose behind it. And so the book that I'm part of, The Secret Child Life After Loss, which is dedicated to my son, that's been 5 years in the making since idea to launch. And I was thinking about that today, and I thought, wow, it's such a long time. You think, oh, I do mine in like 5 days or 5 minutes. People sell that now, right? But for me, I will be birthing my pre-order on my son's birthday, which is the 6th of May. And then I will be taking a full year to actually launch my book, go on a book tour. The free chapter, you can get that now. You can get a free chapter, but I will have it on pre-order. So you'll be able to pre-order it depending on when you're watching this. And it's called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a soul-guided influencer's compass to leveraging your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. And the reason why I want to take a year to do that is because I want to live my book. I want to write my story. I want to rewrite my story, right, Robbie? Write my soul speak into existence and live into the Soul Legacy Academy and share that, and the Soul Legacy TV, and share that journey. One of the biggest things that I think that people do is share the journey after the fact. And you're like, did you actually do that? When did you do that? It's kind of, people don't always believe other people's stories because they edit the hard stuff out, or they edit the challenges out, or or it's been like 10 years and it looks like it's an overnight success and all of the stuff. So I was like, I want to document the process. I'll teach it anyway. But not doing a book in a weekend. People teach doing a book in a weekend, doing a book in a month, doing a book. The way that I teach, the way that I've been teaching, and the way that I am doing and launching my book, it's actually based on your YouTube channel. It's actually based on your book. It's actually based on your journal. I say author platform, which is obviously Amazon and the other places that you can publish your book and articles, and then authority, becoming an authority on YouTube, and marrying the two things. There's a lot of times that we don't want to market our business, our spiritual business, and we shy away from that. But the way that I teach it, I think it's beautiful. I love the model. And so getting that into the hands of more people to leverage your light work and lifestyle and actually have that spiritual business success in a way that feels good in every single area of your life is really important to me. And giving you that compass and giving you that guide is priceless. It's not about the actual book. When you look at Robin says, absolutely rewrite your story. Yeah. And document your spiritual awakening story, right? So I've got tools to look on the back end of how books are doing on Amazon. And there's so many books that are published, and it says on there, ranking how many sales that you need to make, again, selling, money, being able to receive that money. If you don't sell a book, nobody's going to be a reader of it, right? So there's so many sales that you need to make in order to be #1 bestseller. That's a whole learning curve in and of itself. And then there's books that are sat there, 0 sales per day and 0 sales per month. The hard work that has gone into that writing, or the 30-day process into writing, without the foundations, without the back end of your business, without the intention to market, thinking that if I just write my book, publish it on Amazon, everything, it will take care of itself. And that could not be further from the truth. It will not take care of itself. And the way that I'm writing my book is to have the channel, the daily vlogs, and my notebook, and then have my monthly calls, have my program in there, have the community in there, have interviews in there, have all of the things like pointing to the summit, all the things like using that book and lifting the experience for the reader to actually meet me. Do you know what I mean? Somebody goes and buys my book on Amazon, and then I say, I've got a book launch videos, come and, do you know, it's just priceless. So I was listening to the book today and I got a lot of value. However, I think I first listened to it about 4 years ago, and it might even be coming up for 5 years. I think it's 5 years, maybe August time. And since I first listened to it, and I've just grown so much. And I want to bring that model of launching, leading, and leaving your soul legacy, and doing it with ease, grace, and flow, rather than thinking that you've got to rush through a process of writing your book. And obviously, Robin, you know the process very well. And Robin is the lead soul guide instructor for my SoulLegacyAcademy.com and for the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. And the reason is because she's doing the work. We work very closely together. Robin's teaching me, I'm teaching her, and we've just got this beautiful dance of our doing our work in the world and contributing. So hopefully that made sense. Tangents, Robin, tangents. So vision, values, vibration. I love to raise my vibration with my spiritual rituals and routines. Again, saying gratitude. You say gratitude for not only your contribution in the world, and being able to do that, having the internet right, I've got StreamYard, having my notebook, having the paper, having all the inventions, having my light ring, all the things that you might be grateful for, but also for others. So today, I went for a walk. I did a 5-mile walk today, and I came back and my daughter had put the clothes away. They were mostly her clothes, to be fair, and which she doesn't always do, Mia. And like my environment's really, really organized and super clean. However, my bed, it used to be a chair. When I'm like in the zone and I'm working, I will just have stuff and there'll be some pile somewhere. And it was on my bed. And when I came back, my daughter had moved them, put everything away, folded everything, and made my bed for me. I had my laptop. I was working. I've really been immersed in my work rather than going in my office. I've been on my bed. Do you do that? Anyway, I do. When I came back and I was like, oh, thank you so much. My absolute pet peeve are contributing to my household is making beds, like putting on the duvet, and she knows it. So sometimes she'd go, Mum, I'll do it. Or if I've been with my dude, my husband, or whatever, they've done it, I'm like, I can't. I'll just like play like really lame. Very capable woman. I'm like, I just don't. It's my real pet peeve. I will do it. But she did it, and I was like, oh, thank you so much. Honestly, it was like winning the lottery. Coming home unexpected. It's an act of service for a love language, which is not my top love language, but it was just so beautiful. I'm like, thank you. And she's just like smiling to herself. And I'm like, that was just amazing. Like, didn't cost anything, but that was her contributing back to the household, and that level of appreciation. Honestly, I was buzzing. But yeah, just if anybody's contributing and they're doing a little thing, which was a big thing to me, just expressing gratitude, whether it's to yourself, whether you're writing it in your Soul Legacy journal, whether you're expressing it to them, it's such a high vibrational thing to do. It's beautiful. Robin says, thank you, love. It's definitely so much better that when we don't have to do the work alone. Thank you for being in my corner. You're welcome, love. Thank you for being in my corner every single day, like every single day. And holding space for me and holding space for my daughter. Like, thank you. I really appreciate it. I might sit here as the producer of the Spiritual YouTubers Network and the host of the Soul Legacy TV, but I have that space in me to be humble enough to know that I need support. No, I don't want to do it alone. Do you know what I mean? And right now, at this moment in time, and for the last over a year, Robin's been there with me every single day without fail. So Robin, it does go both ways, and I know it's just been a journey. It's a beautiful journey. I was, so Chandler Bolt talks in published book, he says, you know, get an accountability buddy. And I think that we are a beautiful team. We're a soul team. And I've had people come in and out of my world who've really added to the mix and then come out of the mix because it wasn't necessarily aligned with where they were. And I acknowledge all of that. I'm really grateful. But the partnership that we've got is just, it's second to none. Robin says, I'm honoured with a purple heart. Don't make me cry with the purple hearts. All right, let me speed up. I'm going to read this card in a second. I'm going to give you a quote that I got today. I actually forgot to write the quote down, and I actually got up from the live, which was all set up, went back up the stairs to my laptop, wrote down the quote from my Momentum app, and came back downstairs and then clicked live. Do you appreciate that? Because I think you should. Do you know why? Because I did a 5-mile walk today, and then I did my Insanity Fit test. I'm just saying my legs were sore. So hopefully you'll love this quote as much as I do. So this is a quote by William Faulkner. So thank you, William Faulkner. It says, don't be bothered to be better than others. Try to be better than yourself. Don't bother to be better than others. Try to be better than yourself. So within the Soul Legacy Academy, that's what it's about. It's not, lots of people say, I'm behind. No, because my teaching is self-paced, self-study. And then I have like challenges and live calls and monthly calls, which will go over in repetition, the same thing, the same thing, the same thing. So no matter where you are, it just circles to the same thing and meets you where you are. And I love that. So don't bother to be better than others. Try to be better than yourself. Excuse me. What does that mean to you in terms of contribution? As long as you were better than last week, excuse me, Robin says the energy's moving. As long as you were better than last week, and by better than last week, I mean just growing a little bit. So as we talk about on the Soul Legacy TV and these spiritual rituals and routines and supporting your spiritual business success, you only have to move the dial just a little bit. You only have to raise your vibration just a little bit. You know, in one of these areas is contribution in health, in emotions, in your environment, in your relationships, in your spirituality, in your finances. Just one area is good enough, right? Or maintaining that area. I'll talk about it tomorrow, actually, for my health. about maintaining, doing enough to maintain, and doing more to exceed, right? Maintaining is fine. But badass. Rose says, I love that. Try to be better than yourself, as we say. Show up as your best self. Yeah, and not half-arsing it. So I went on this biggest rant on this walk today. I walked for an hour and 40 minutes, and I was like on it. It's like, be get out of your own way, be your best self. I'm not a half-arser. I just really am not. I don't half-ass stuff. And so when you do, it just doesn't serve you, and you just feel icky about stuff. I'm not calling anybody a half-asser. I'm just saying, like, we don't half-ass stuff. I think somebody said it to me, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't half-ass anything. So that was that quote, right? Part of my spiritual rituals and routines. What else have I got? Oh, it is. I'm getting to the card. I promise I will wrap up. Because it's Root Chakra Monday, Root Chakra Healing Monday on the Energy Healing TV and podcast. I hold a crystal. I will be meditating on it today before I go to sleep. A red jasper. So Robin talks about in her 7-day challenge to unblock your chakras, more about crystals, more about your energy, more about Reiki, more about all the things, just really clearing and unblocking your chakras, and knowing when your chakra is blocked, your root chakra, all of your chakras is blocked, what symptoms, what things are going to be showing up in your life that you can tell, like, rather than blaming yourself, thinking, what is wrong with me? It's like, okay, well, there might be just energy. And then when it becomes clear what those things are, and sometimes it might be clear, sometimes it might be blocked, sometimes there's experiences that happen on a daily basis, but that's the red jasper. So it is root chakra healing Monday, and it's about grounding, cleansing, and being calm. All right, I think I'm done. Am I done? Yay, I think I am. Woo woo. Let me do the card, and then we'll wrap up because it's really super late for me. Oh, did I show you the card? I haven't done I'll show you the card. Lord Ganesh. I think, I remember when I was cleaning homes, that I actually saw this in somebody's home, and they were telling me the story about it. It's page 68. Let me find the page so I can read it to you, because I asked to pull a card based on contribution today, and this is what came out. It took a while to come. Hang on, I've gone 2 pages ahead. It says infinite abundance. Can you see that? I love this. It says obstacle. Listen to this. Let me know if this resonates with you. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. Woo, woo. Can I get it? Amen. All right. So connection also supports. I'm overly tired. Connection, also known as, I can't say that word, in the Hindu. Yeah, it was a Hindu family that I was working for, and the grandmother shared the story, and I was like, really? So the elephant-headed god, the son of Lord Shiva, and the goddess Parvati. I don't know. I'm sorry for butchering it. Like, if you know, then that's good. Right? So legend says he receives his elephant head as a replacement after his father sliced his human one when he mistook him for an intruder. Yeah, she told me that, and I was like, really? So, Robin says, love it, infinite abundance, perfect. Sing it. Ooh, ooh. We have fun in the Soul Legacy TV, because that's what it's about. One of my biggest values. Ganesh is acknowledged as the Lord who removes obstacles, and is much loved by taxi drivers in India because they believe he helps them weave in and out of the crazy traffic. Oh, that's amazing. Ganesh is sweet-toothed, life-loving, joyful, dancing. Woo! Yes, I felt that energy. Thank you. Cool. Dancing, a very approachable God. All the time, like when I pull the card, these cards are amazing. Kyle Gray, Keepers of the Light. Big shout out to you, Kyle Gray. I remember going and doing his training, which I was supposed to be certified in it, and I didn't end up doing it. I got what I needed. He will use his light to weave a perfect path for you. He will use his light to weave a perfect path for you. So do you trust with your contribution, when you set your vision, the spiritual vision board challenge, just saying, that a perfect path will be weaved for you. If you want some support on your path, then I have my Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass, the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge. I haven't done the 5-day, the money voucher, Robin. It's important at this time to move beyond the limitations of it's not meant to be and focus on is this for my highest good when will the universe take me there safely? Let me read that again. I'm relating that to my own life. I'm like, oh, really? It says it's important at this time to move beyond the limitation of it's not meant to be and focus on if this is for my highest good, then the universe will take me there safely. Ooh, that's big. That's big. Ganesh is not, I'm not revealing what I'm thinking, but does anything come up for you? It probably is about that thing. Maybe. Ganesh is not only bringing a clear light to your external situation, but also helping you to clear up any inner conflicts, right? When obstacles arise, know that they are just reminders that you care about your path and that you have the ability to change your current situation. Yes, you do. Ganesh is here to help you. Thank him for clearing the way. To increase your connection to him, you may want to chant in Sanskrit, Gam. I can't remember. I can't say that. Namha. I don't know what that is. I can't pronounce it, but yeah, I can't pronounce it and you can't see it. It's glaring. So that is the card for today. It just reminds me of a lot of things. Well, something in particular that's going on, but it's all good. A good thing. A good thing. Manifesting. So the Soul Legacy Journal, just to wrap up for contribution. Robin says, haha, clear it out and change the situation. I'm like, okay, that's good. It's all good. Making good, healthy decisions. The Soul Legacy Journal is a magical journal. As you journal with me in this spiritual journey and this spiritual journal with me experience, the idea is for this Soul Legacy Journal to support you in being in alignment with your movement, your message, and your money. And part of that is getting really clear on your vision. Again, I have the 7-day spiritual vision board challenge, which I'll leave in the cards and in the description. And we do a money game called the Soul Income Game, Bank 50K in 50 days. And you might think, Bank 50K in 50 days? Are you crazy? But imagine visualizing yourself contributing enough, building a spiritual business model, which I share with you on my masterclass and my masterclass homework. And in my program, obviously, I don't give you everything because I couldn't give you everything in like a 4-hour masterclass, but I do my best. And the homework's like an hour or something, doing the pricing. That what would 50K look like? But to try it on is I give you a vibrational money voucher. And so every single day I give you £1,000, dollars or euros, wherever you are in the world, and you get to spend it. You get to tithe 10% of it to a worthy cause. The worthy cause that I tithe mine to is Cruise Bereavement Care, because I've had bereavement and I had somebody really support me after my son made his transition, which is coming up for 7 years in 2 weeks. And so that's my worthy cause. You don't get to spend your money, vibrational money, on bills. I want you to just come from the vibration it's taken care of. I've got this as extra money to spend on the experiences that I have on my vision board, whether that's for your contribution, freedom, health, emotion, your environment, your dates, your relationship, spirituality, or whatever you want to spend it on. And then you don't get to save it. You get to bank it So to say today, I give you 1,000, the Soul Legacy Journal gives you 1,000 in vibrational money. You can spend it today. You need to tithe every single day just to have that energy. But on a Sunday, you can carry it over for 7 days, no longer than a Sunday, no more than Sunday, Financial Freedom Sunday. I've chosen as a practice to doing this game. I used to spend it every day, and it became a chore for me, and I felt guilty if I didn't spend it, and I was like looking out for things to spend, and I wanted a chunk of money to spend it on bigger things sometimes. So what I do is I just spend it on a Financial Freedom Sunday. And I'll share with you what I spend my vibrational money voucher on. So every single week you get 7,000 pounds, dollars, or euros from this Soul Legacy Journal, right? It's a magical journal that's sharing with you how to have spiritual business success and receive the money. Are you up for the challenge? Banking 50K in 50 days vibrationally, and then coming into the Soul Legacy Academy, into the Spiritual Based YouTubers network, and doing the masterclass, and seeing what it actually looks and feels like. Come onto the masterclass and download my free chapter of my book. I will actually gift you a free VIP day, a group VIP day, to implement the homework so that you can actually start to move towards growing your spiritual business online, building your author and your authority platform, and contributing in the world in a way that feels amazing, that's leveraged, has passive income streams. I'll show you more than one. I'll show you 2 passive income streams, doing YouTube challenges, really leveraging your YouTube channel, doing a YouTube podcast, doing a YouTube summit if you want to, getting featured, doing online collabs, doing all the things that you wanted to do, writing your book, all the things, but pulling it together, a lot of people come to me and they have so many ways that they want to contribute. I've got to run. Love you, Robin. There's so many ways that they want to contribute in the world, but they don't know how to put it into a particular umbrella, right? So that is what I want to share with you. So thank you, Robin. I'm about to hop off now. Robin says, 100 people served on Zoom all at one time. Yes. Awesome. And Robin says, new clothes, etc., clean foods, plants for the garden, essential oils to maintain the garden, and weekend camping trip. Awesome. So when you're spending your vibrational money voucher, I want you to go out and see the pricing of what it is. How much does it cost? Where exactly are you going to go? Imagine that you actually had that money and you log it down in your Soul Legacy Journal. Abraham and Esther Hicks talk about that. The idea is to not just do it from your mind, but going out, like Robin's going to buy new clothes. What new clothes? Where are you going to buy them from? So when you do have the money, you know, this is what I'm going to do with the money. A lot of people, as Robin was saying in day 1 of a 5-day money blocks clearing challenge, that when we have these old stories, money's the root of all evil, rich people are greedy, all the things. So when we know that actually we're spending our money responsibly in a way that's in alignment with our values, it doesn't feel awful. All right, so that is it for Contribution Freedom Monday. I've really enjoyed this episode. Do consider subscribing to the Soul Legacy TV if you haven't. There's a lot of people that watch a lot of videos and they don't subscribe to the channel. I'm not quite sure why. Actually, I do that. But subscribe to the Soul Legacy TV. All the links will be in the description below. Come and join me in the Soul Legacy Academy, in the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. We have a community. We have a monthly call, which is all about getting together, connecting, co-creating, and collaborating for Spiritual Biz YouTubers, for soul guided influencers. I'm really, really excited to share this journey with you. I love you. I think you're amazing. And I shall see you on Health Freedom Tuesday.